Good day, Tamers. Welcome back to some more fun with me, Agito Swiftly. And today, we're going green. We're going to do some Bloomlord stuff. Deck is fairly accessible and it's fairly cheap, and of all the decks out there, it goes wide. Oh, it goes so wide. If you like going wide, baby, you're going to love this one. So, as you've already seen, we're going to play the Agumon. We're going to play 4 of these. The reason why is because you do a lot of suspending in this deck. So at the start of your turn, when you unsuspend, gain the memory seems very practical, and also you suspend a lot of your own things in the deck, and it makes more sense because you generally suspend your floodgates, which do lead them up to be attacked, but you kind of just murder your opponent's board while they can't do anything. We're going to play 4 searchers. We're going to play 4 of the Palmon. Fantastic searcher. It searches for any of your levels. So if you need a Hydra, search a Hydra. If you need a level 4, level 5, if you need Bloomlord, if you need Self, it will search. The amount of times that I will search itself, and I will then get a Bloomlord, and then I'll Digivolve, and then because I Digivolved, I get to throw down a 3,000 or less vegetation, plant, or fairy, and you search again. It happens a lot in this deck. You'll be surprised how often you'll have like a full board of Digimon by like your turn 2. Because, oh man, it churns. It churns. So then we also play the Mushroom mod. It's literally just because it's got the right typing, it's got the right DP. We don't necessarily care about anything else. You can use it for fodder later on, or for effect suspensions. Then play 4 of the Pomumon from EX3. When it's suspended by an effect of your own, you can suspend one of your opponent's Digimon, which is really good in Bloomlord because it likes things being suspended. Because 1, it can punch you in the face, 2, it gets effects for having things suspended. We also play this. Now this is more of a personal choice, it just covers the typing, but it also has the nice little effect where it stops your opponents. It's really good in the mirror match, and it's really good into Jesmon and Minervamon, so they can't play things. So it all turns your opponent can't play Digimon by effects. This comes up more in rogue category than it does in meta, because the free better decks right now don't really care about playing things by effects. Besides like the weird version of Metal Guru and Black War that run Nokia. And all of them do, some people do though, because they like the effect of reducing costs and stuff. It makes sense. But no, so playing things by effects does stop that, and it's quite good. It's quite good. I'm going to play the Sunflowmon, and then this is when Digivolving, you may suspend one of your green Digimon, and then you may play one Digimon card with Vegetation, Plant, or Fairy in one of its traits, 3,000 DP or less from your hand, without paying its memory cost. As I said, like, you'll search with a Palmon, you'll get this, or you'll get another Palmon, and then you'll get a Fairy, and you find Bloomlord, so you've got 2 cards. You Digivolve into this, you'll suspend yourself, because you can, and then you'll play another Palmon, and then you'll do some more searching, and then you'll find like a level 5, and you'll find another Bloomlord, let's say, just for argument's sake. And then you'll Digivolve into level 5, and then you suspend the other Palmon, because you've got Digisorption, or it's got an effect that says, hey, if you suspend this Digimon, you can do this. Or if you've got Entismon, I think it's Entismon, you Digisorption, suspend the other one, because there's 2 more Digimon suspended, you unsuspend. It's very good. Like, there's a lot of interactions in this deck that makes sense, and it's all very intuitive. I don't think I've ever bricked in this deck, that's the weird thing, but you do obviously search with Palmon 4 cards, so you do get through the deck quite quickly. Playing 4 of these, again, it's just because it's got the 3,000, it's a vegetation, and it gets you going. 1 cost evolutions are pretty good as well, but normally you want it in your hand just so you can use the effects just to throw things on the field. Now, we do run 3 tamers in this deck, so I have put 2 of these in. I don't think they're that naturally good. To be fair, you can probably take one out and then put maybe another level 4 free in, if that's what you prefer. But these are essentially here just to tame up the game. As most of the time, you might get a bit stuck with piercing and you can't punch through, so you have to beat your opponent's Digimon down. Agumon, 1 of, because it's limited to 1, because it's such a good card, especially now. Digisorption free, so it comes at 0 cost to Digivolve into, and then when attacking, you play 1 level 3 Digimon from your hand, suspended without paying its memory cost, and you're in a deck where things are like, you know, it wants to be suspended, so it makes it even better. Can you imagine having 4 of these right now? Maybe the game would be game would be green. We play 1 Cherrymon, and the reason we play just 1 is because we don't necessarily care about having everything coming at you, because essentially you just put it there for like a turn, just to stall for a turn, and then you're just going to go swinging with craziness. So digital option 2, so reduce its cost by 2 if you suspend one of your opponent. You suspend one of your own Digimon. Digital option 2, so you suspend one of your Digimon and you can reduce its cost by 2, so it's a 1 cost Digivolution. And then your opponent's turn, once per turn, when an opponent's Digimon attacks, you may switch the target to one of your suspended Digimon. Now, that could be anything. That could be your Mega, that could be this, that could be your level 3 if you really wanted to. But being able to goad something with this is very good, and it can be the difference between you winning a game and you losing a game. You play 2 of the Entmon. So, Entmon's pretty good, and this is what I was saying earlier about the one that suspends. So, Digital Option 3, so it becomes a 1 cost again. And then when Digivolving, if you have 2 or more suspended Digimon in play, unsuspend this Digimon. The reason for this is essentially because you want to go into Bloomlord out after this, and then obviously if you're suspended you can swing most of the time. We play 4 of the Agiramon, just because I think it's probably the better one. You might want to go 3 and 3 with the Entis, but I've generally really liked Agira at 4. And that's main once per turn. By suspending one of your green Digimon, you may play 1 Digimon card with Vegetation, Plant, or Fairy, one of its traits, and 3000 DP or less from your hand of paint miracles. The reason why is just obviously getting more things on the field, and then you have more effects that can suspend them, and then you just essentially go crazy again. And that's why I like this card so much, because it's just you're putting more things on the field, you're going wide, you just keep going wide, you've got more access to Digisorption, you've got more access to effects where it's to suspend something. And no, I just think it's really good. Obviously, what you do really is you suspend your level 3 Pamemon with the effect of when you suspend me, suspend one of your opponent's Digimon, and then because of Bloomlord getting piercing, you just smack them in the face and they just look at you like, why do you hate me? It's just a card game, man. It's fine. Bloomlord, this really wordy guy. Well, could be. This Bloomlord, I think it comes from female Digimon. So, Bloomlord, when Digivolving, you may suspend one of your Digimon. Then, gain 1 memory for each suspended Digimon with Vegetation, Plant, or Fairy in one of their traits you have in play. If you gain 2 or more memory by this effect, unsuspend this Digimon, it gains piercing. For the turn, your turn, for every 2 suspended Digimon you have in play, this Digimon gets 2000 DP and gains a crit attack plus 1. If you've got like 4 Digimon that are suspended, that's plus 4000 DP, plus 2 hits. So you're swinging with piercing for free. There's a good chance when this gets on the board, that's nice for your opponent, especially if you gain the memory back to go back to your turn. No, it's a very scary card when he wants to be. We do run 3 of the Hydras. Now, we are playing the non-all-art version because that thing is disgusting, and I won't say the line.
Say the line, Bart! Hydracy.
When Digivolving, you may suspend one of you or your opponent's Digimon. All turns, your turn, once per turn, when an opponent's Digimon becomes suspended, for each of the suspended Digimon with Vegetation, Plant, or Fairy in its traits you have in play gain a memory. Now, if I remember correctly, that's errated. And I'll put the card up on the screen so you guys can actually see the correct wording. End of your turn, once per turn, if you have 2 or more suspended Digimon with Vegetation, Plant, or Fairy in its traits, place one of your opponent's suspended Digimon at the bottom of the owner's deck. Now, this is much better if you have to get around a big beat stick. It's not better if you just want to punch for everything in the face. Bloomlord is your aggression, Hydra is your control. Now that's the funny thing, because green is very control. Obviously, battle control is different than stun. Play 1 Chaosmon. Essentially, this is the pseudo blitzer. This is the guy that essentially gave us what blitz the keyword was going to be. Has piercing, and then when Digivolving, unsuspend this Digimon. Then it can attack one of your opponent's Digimon. This effect allows you to attack unsuspended Digimon as well. It's a very good card. It's essentially here just to punch your opponent that hard that whatever the biggest threat they have on the field isn't a threat anymore. Now, I do believe with the Bloomlord stuff, I believe the Bloomlord stuff is continuous, so you gain the extra 4000 DP, so you're an 18k. Plus with piercing, you get the extra 2 hits as well. So yeah, it's a very scary card. It's probably more scary in security occasionally, but obviously just being able to throw through your opponent's board is quite worrying to them as well. We do play, as I said, 3 Tamers. We play 3 Mimis, because I hate myself. No, Mimi's a bitch. She's a memory setter, so if you have 2 or less memory, go to 3. And then main, if you have a level 5 or higher green Digimon in play, You may suspend this tamer to hatch an egg or move an egg from the breeding area to the field. Things that move from the breeding area to the field, even if it's the same turn that it was hatched, do not have, in brackets, summoning signals. They can still attack. You will occasionally win a game by just going, I have 2 of these. I'm going to hatch an egg. I'm going to play a level 3. I'm going to take it out. I'm going to swing. No, like, again, same with the tie from Jesmon the other day. Mimi is really good at what she does. And what she does is cause chaos in extreme amounts of pain. That's it for the tamers. Right, we play one option. We play hidden. No, I was joking. We play one of the hidden potential discoveries because it's obviously a one-off. Because it's too strong. And in all fairness, it is a very strong card. They do need to rework how green is costed at the top end. But if they ever rework it so it's more like 3s and 4s rather than 4s and 5s, and they want to ban hidden potential, I think it'd be more fair. But right now, green is in a weird place where they still just consider this as like a 4-off in every deck, even though it's been limited since it was basically released in English. Main, the next time one of your green Digimon digivolves this turn, you may spend one of your Digimon to reduce the memory cost by 5. This also works on Chaos as long as the Digimon you're suspending is green. Chaos will be going from a green Digimon, so that's perfectly fine. Again, this is essentially a free Bloom, a free Hydra, or a 1-cost Chaos. Play 2. Samadhi Santi. Suspend one of your Digimon and then suspend one of your opponent's Digimon. Fun fact, if you suspend the Pomemon, that is, when you have an effect that suspends me, suspend one of your opponent's Digimon, you suspend that, you then suspend a Digimon, and then you can suspend a different Digimon. It is fairly good. In its security effect, it will either suspend a Digimon or a Tamer. 1 cost, it's very good, and I look forward to continually using it because it's just really good. A very cheap costing, especially in a deck that wants to be suspended a lot. I play 2 of the green memory boosts. If you really wanted, you could play more of this instead of playing the Santis, because searching is kind of a big thing in this deck. The only issue is you can never find Chaos unless you just draw it off the top. But having the ability to spend 3, search for, delay, gain 2 memory is really good. As I mentioned in a different video, Japan is steering away from Tamers a bit more, unless the decks that physically need the Tamers, and playing more memory boosts because they just want to have access to having memory they can use whenever, and not having to demand a memory setter, depending on the deck. But that is it for now, Tamers. Thank you for being here, and that is Bloomlord. We'll hopefully see you guys for something new. I've got a few more decks that you can see for budget options, but Bloomlord is very affordable. I think, all in all, I think the Mimi's are probably the most expensive card in that deck. You're probably looking like $20 to $30 in pounds. Don't take me on quote, I don't check dollars, but for pounds it should be very cheap. Bloomlords are like £1. Hydras are like $2.50. Chaoses are like £1, and then everything else is just like pennies on the dollar. So, see you guys soon. If you've been enjoying yourselves here, guys, leave a like, subscribe. If you're new to the channel, come back for more. We do as much as we can, possibly. But we'll see you guys next time. Peace out and goodbye, and thank you for being here. Peace.